Ladies and gentlemen, hello. How are you? It's been a bit for me. If you remember who I am, my name is Cat Peach. I'm here casting the Nexus gaming series for you all tonight for the first time in what feels like an eternity, which is why we are here at Battlefield of Eternity, except that's not why we're here necessarily. So why are we here? Why are we on this battleground here for game 1 of Nexus Cats versus Church of Murky? Well, lucky for you, I can tell you, we did have Sky Temple and Towers of Doom banned out from the Nexus Cats. Church of Murky taking Altaric Pass and Cursed Hollow off the table. And game number 1 was the pick of Nexus Cats. So here we are on Battlefield of Eternity, getting things started right off the bat with a Rainer ban. I hope everyone's having a good time today. It's been a bit. And thanks everyone for hanging out in chat. I'm very confused by this new Twitch dashboard, by the way. So if I miss anything, I apologize. But yeah, you might remember me from Bahamut's stream of the Tatsuki's Frenzy versus Big Scary's Duck match yesterday. That was a fun time. I hope you all enjoyed that. That was a super fun time. But let's look. All right, so what do we got for bans so far here, ladies and gentlemen? Jimmy right click, good ol' Rainer taken off the table. Greymane also removed here, so priority on the assassin bans on both sides for game number 1. Anduin being banned out. I feel like Anduin, even, you know, I feel like at first a lot of people didn't get him. But, he's a force to be reckoned with these days, I would say. And I feel like in the tight quarters of Battlefield of Eternity as well, it's very easy to get those roots, really help set up for kills for your team. So Li Ming banned to round out bans. Vala first pick, so we've got that race potential on those immortals already coming out from the side of Church of Murky. Let's go Nexus Mareeps. Mareeps. No joke, during coin flip lobby, someone's cat jumped up on the table and they were purring so loudly. And it was amazing. I feel like it was a blessing on this game, for sure. So high priority on the Kael'thas. Johanna coming in as the warrior pickup, which makes sense in the high priority. Set up for that Kael'thas as well. So what's the response here? Do we see the tank pick up in response now from Church of Murky? We do, and it's a Murden. On top of the fact that we get an Alarak on the table as well, so some very niche, well, maybe not so niche on the side of Kael'thas, but assassin pickups that necessarily you don't see in the first 2 pickups, I'd say. But hey, everyone's got their hero. Maybe it's something that they were afraid would get banned out here in the 3rd slot of draft. The Ariel ban's interesting, although I guess with Alarak and Vala you have 2 really good batteries for her to produce that hope. And furthermore, as we were talking about on the battleground, just there's so many walls around the immortal that she has a lot of opportunities to get those whips out and you know, slap him against the wall and saying, no, you've been a naughty boy. So pulling that off the table here. Stukov as well, just throwing down the lurking arm really disrupts anything that your team is attempting to do. And when you're gathered so closely around the immortal, it's really easy to get value out of that lurking arm. So I like that ban as well. Leoric 4 are off lane. Ektar's girlfriend, you know, I've never met her, but I'm also gonna go and say she's OP, y'all. Super OP. Alright, so we have Leo for the solo lane. We have Rhaegar coming in as that support pickup from Nexus Cats. Wolf, maybe not a cat, but it's close enough. We have no cat healer here. Heroes of the Storm. That's kind of disappointing. Well, I have to see. So what's the support pickup? We have the Ana and an Imperious as a bruiser pickup. So that's very interesting. I have not been writing down this draft whatsoever. So we're just gonna throw that pen right down here. Interesting. So Ana Sleep Dart's just as disruptive as that looking arm, if not more disruptive. So long as you're able to hit those skill shots and heal up your team, it's really difficult to team fight into someone with an Ana that has really good positioning. Fano picking up the Hanzo, seeing if maybe they can assist in the race further over these Immortals. These are our drafts, ladies and gentlemen. We're starting it out with an Alarak game. This is a swell treat to get back in casting with. Now the question, it's always about the setup with Alarak, right? Sometimes it's a little, if you throw everything out and it doesn't really hit anything, you just kind of dance around until all your cooldowns are done. So long as the dude is able to really isolate those targets, and I imagine they're really going to be trying to focus on that Rhaegar, possibly after a bite coming out from them. A quick response, turnaround, punish there could leave Rhaegar in a whole bit of trouble. So they're gonna have to be careful with that positioning and really consider where Alarak is before possibly diving in with, whether it's the Johanna or if it's anyone else diving right in. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this game number one. Over in the blue, we do have the Nexus cats. Arthanu is going to be playing Hanzo. Mark Zombie will be playing Kael'thas. Turd Herder is on Johanna. Lulu on the Rhaegar. And Shadowguard will be on Leoric. And over in the red, we have the Church of Murky. The dude will be on Alarak. Orion on the Vala. B Gully will be playing Ana. J-Show on Muradin. And all the way up in top, we have Redbeard on the Imperious. Doggo falling a little bit behind. Lulu's like, wait a minute. I'm a lost puppo. Sonic Air goes out trying to get a bit of vision. Orion doesn't get caught in that though. He's able to stay hidden for a bit. Turd Herder possibly just trying to wait to see when that Vala does show before stepping in. Nice condemn by Turd Herder. Set up almost there for Kael'thas. Finally getting the first stack of Mana Addict as well. Hecka yee. Yee. He sees it. What's going on in top lane? Top lane o'clock. How's it going? Shadowguard having to back off just a little bit. Was able to push their wave a little bit more forward in the lane. So they're going to play this carefully for the time being. Trying to get some healing with that grass. Nice and pale coming out from Redbeard though. Leoric is going to have to back away. Oh, and Church of Murky coming around the backside. Orion falling a little bit behind. Seems like there might be some miscommunication on whether or not they were going to start this camp or go in for the Adage. The dude is going to be the first death here going down. This is going to give Nexus Cats the opportunity to clear up this camp that was started by the Vala on the side of Church of Murky. Get some extra push going in this bottom lane before we start into our first Immortal. It should be soon. Should be soon. And so far, Nexus Cat's doing a really good job controlling this bottom lane. Even though it means that the XP globes are easier for Church of Murky to pick up, just being able to have the vision and have this pushed back threatens the beginnings of the structures on the side of Church of Murky. Nice condemn onto J-Show. They're able to use the doors tops to get out. Tap up on the well. Dude goes out for the damage, misses. There's a living bomb going out onto two members of Church of Murky. Leo had a Hearth. Redbeard able to capitalize on some solo time here. Hearthing back. Prepping for Our first immortal of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, late on the camp pickup for Church of Murky, but they're blown through this pretty quickly on the side of Nexus Cats as well. So both teams will have that camp pressure going through lane. Now the question is, who defends and who attacks first? A little bit of cordial dancing here. Looks like Church of Murky going to start chunking down on this immortal. They do have Orion, again, with the arrow build. Really helps chunking down on the immortals here. J-Show takes the living bomb and is getting life leeched from Leor. Church of Murky going to reset. Condemn going out though onto J-Show. Tries to collapse on them with the Condemn. The gravity well is there. Alarak able to push back though. Murden going to retreat, tap up. This will give Nexus Cats the opportunity to now start working on their own immortal damage. Camp's getting pretty good value. Orion actually going down and clearing this camp so it doesn't push any more into the well. So if you lose that well, it's a bad time. Team helping with that just to make it bigger, or make it go faster. Imperious? Buddy? Bloody? Ryan eats the living bomb, accidentally spreads it onto J-Show, however, trying to back away from the rest of the team. Halftime now hitting Nexus Cats. Their immortal sitting at half health, and the race is on now. It does look like Church of Murky will be able to get that immortal down first. So barely any shielding on this first immortal. So they need to decide if they want a hard push with the immortal and try to capitalize on as much of it as possible, even though it doesn't have too much of a shield, and that's what it looks like they're going to do here. Sometimes you'll also see teams go into the opposite lane, depending on how strong that shielding on the immortal is. So say we can maybe get double the value in lane, maybe get 2 fort walls entirely down. But they're going to focus on trying to get this fort as destroyed as possible here in this bush. And yeah, we see how quickly this just goes down without having that shield and immediately essentially having to go into melee range to attack that fort. There's barely any damage done to the fort there. Level 7s here for both sides. Let's take a peek what we got here for them, their talents. Balona has the refreshing arrow, so being able to vault and throw out those arrows helps her stack that quest a bit more quickly. Just allows her to really pump out that damage. J-Show takes the living bomb. Orion going in, trying to auto attack as best as possible, but not wanting to be alone on the front lines. Theo able to get some additional pressure with that camp up and top. This though, scatter arrow coming out from Hanzo. Nice damage going out. Mark Zombie looking like they're in a bit of trouble. There's a door toss. Condemn trying to stall Church of Murky from chasing down onto Kael'thas. They're trying their best. There comes some damage, and I think they're just going to call themselves dead, but they actually escape, and Murden goes down before the Kael'thas finally also falls here. 1-for-1 trade in this bottom lane for these teams. In the midst of all the chaos, Orion being able to sneak that camp with their slight XP lead. Church of Murky maybe pushing with this camp as much as they can before they go into this next objective. This is a camp that you definitely want to take out before you go. Now that you don't have the fort wall to protect your fort, there's already some damage there. This camp is left to its own devices. It's going to do a lot of damage to that fort. So I like the call, being patient, getting the experience as well before going to defend here. See another camp call for Church of Murky. A little bit of damage starting off until the change to defense for the side of the Nexus Cats. Herder with the Condemn. J-Show misses the Stormbolt. Ryan launches an arrow. Makes no connection. There's no one there. No one there. Oh, Shadow Guard taking a ton of damage, able to Wraith walk away. The dude trying to get the last bit of damage there, but no avail. Level 10's down here for both teams, so after the Orc is able to reset, do we see a team fight here? Both teams sharking around. Turd Herder goes with the Condemn. Doesn't connect on anyone. Mark Zombie yet again on the front lines, taking a lot of damage. The Ancestral has to get burned really early in this fight. The silence going on onto Johanna as well. Lulu puts down his totem. Is silence on the backside from Alarak. 1-for-1 trade on both sides. A nice entomb though coming out from Leoric to help secure the kill. On to Vala. Hanzo though on the other side is going to fall. Jay Show eating the living bomb, but not before they are able to take out Johanna. 3 members of Nexus Cats down. This is going to give Church Murky time to finish up this Immortal. We're going to have a lot more shielding on this one. And what I would love to see once they have this Immortal, make the quick rotation down to bottom. This should be still, or the wave kind of pushed up here. I was going to say if this was still pushed out in Church of Murky's favor, start taking this out. You have all that shielding of the Immortal. They'll be attacking at range. See if you can take down that fort, rotate up top, continue to push up there. You're already almost to level 12. And if you get to a position that you can threaten having 13 before your opponent, they're going to be afraid to step into you because that can just switch at any moment. Phoenix goes out, trying to zone the push of this Immortal. Very good use. Nem pulls in J-Show. Anna has the healing. A nice stun, though. Onto 3 members up Church Murky. Hanzo arrow. Off into the nether it goes. Lulu trying to escape the slot of Redbeard. This fight is going on all over the place. The puppy trying to run away, but I don't know if Rhaegar's going to make it. J-Show going in. The Ancestral try to go off onto Rhaegar themselves. Did not connect. Hanzo got haymakered, by the way. Let's go haymaker. So much value gotten out of this Immortal, though. They had that level 13 advantage from those kills during that push. They were able to get the fort. Leo on the bottom side doing their best to counter split, though, and he's got a Leo knows. Leo knows this is a rut row. And I do think this goes down. Oh, just barely. Just barely there. Feels bad. Redbeard misses the impale. Shadowguard doing their best just to keep vision around here. Turd Herder and Orthano coming in. There's again going into the nether. Contention over this camp. The Ancestral goes out onto Shadowguard. The camp is grabbed here by Nexus Cats, and they're also able to get the kill onto Imperius. Alarak trying to get that damage out. Condemn going out, though. Helps secure the kill onto... Or Kel'Thas actually ends up falling before anything can really happen on the side of Nexus Cats. So many health bars. I feel like we're very low on the side of Church of Murky. All that time, though, we got this catapult, we got this camp pushing up top. Vala been rotating, grabbing these camps, creating that additional pressure, while the side of Nexus Cats is, you know, trying to clean up, having to play a little bit of catch up through this matchup, rather than being the ones really in control. They show hiding in the shadows. Finds a Storm Bolt. It connects. Turd Herder uses the Condemn, though. Gorp Toss will be there. Living Bomb, trying not to spread it. The Entomb, though, catches Muradin. Trying to get that damage out. Nice Rain of Vengeance, though, to stall that out. Phoenix goes down. Helps to get the kill onto Muradin. Current player advantage on the side of Nexus Cats. Even though Johanna is asleep, the Condemn, it's gonna do what it wants. Turd Herder trying their best to stay out. I was gonna say, it looked like they were content with their fate for a little while, but both Shadowguard and Turd Herder will make it out of here with a smidgen of health to their name. Burden will be back up soon. Oh, Turd Herder going back in, but the team isn't there. Kel'Thas and Rhaegar have split to take care of this camp that's now pushing into this keep. They have to respond to this. You do not want to lose a keep here. Especially with this Immortal now coming up. Their Immortal sitting at half. If they want to win this, they have to go in hard and try to fight. They can see Murden on the bottom lane clearing up the camp, and instead they're going to focus on the race. They're trying to outrace Avala with Monster Hunter, I believe? Yeah, Monster Hunter. Ain't gonna work out. Even though you do have Hanzo. I actually don't know the build. Alright, we do have explosive arrows for the Hanzo, which is what allows him to contribute to race in objectives like this. But with Murden showing on the bottom, you go in and fight that. You fight that hard, I would say. I think you have to concede this fort. There's no way you're gonna save this. It looks like Nexus Cats instead gonna try to see if they can get another kill onto Murden. Turd Herder gets swapped. Has to proc the Iron Skin in order to get out. Phoenix goes out again for the defense now that we have the Immortal in melee range. Plans go out onto Alarak. It looks like Church and Murky, they're, you know, kind of going back. They're trying to regroup. Turd Herder gets the condemn on the J-Trio. Kel'Thas, though, gets sandwiched between a lot of members of Church and Murky. 3 members now going down here on Nexus Cats. Make that a 4 with Hanzo getting stuck in the Entomb. Leoric makes it into the Hall of Storms. Ain't no problem. But with the Immortal still here, shield's gone. Look how fast the score is falling. Game number 1 going over to the side of Church of Murky. Showing that, you know, organized religion, ladies and gentlemen. Organized religion wins on the battleground of heaven and hell, turns out. Crazy to think. Crazy to think. Alright. So there we had Church of Murky winning on Battlefield of Eternity. Let's take a look at the post-game stats as I get my stuff together. Oh, I'm distracting. Talents won last time for those who are curious. And also, hello. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Weenus, for the triple 69 bit cheer. The Apocalypse Shovel, thank you for the follow. Atlas OSX, also thank you for the follow. And Murda, I didn't even see you rated. Thank you, friend. I hope your stream went well, and I hope you're well. It's been a while. Hi, guys. And Malcolm, thank you also for the follow. Welcome. All right. Ooh. I have gotten a whisper for game number 2. What are bets, people? What do you think this is? It's a Nexus Cats pick. Map pick. Let's see. Where are you, map? I wish the maps in custom were organized in alphabetical order, and they're not. And it's very upsetting. Kaleo, I'm doing okay. It's actually been a rough weekend. I'm fighting a toilet leak that a plumber was supposed to come and take care of. Didn't show up. So that's a thing. Alright, lobby set up. Let me start inviting teams. Da, 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 da. But yeah, I also forgot about Butts, Butts, and the Coconut. It's been a while since I've done this streaming thing, y'all. It's been a bit. But I appreciate everyone hanging out and supporting these teams that are duking it out. You know? Yeah, I hope everyone, it's Monday. Mondays are kind of difficult sometimes. What's really funny, kind of looking back at that match, is that there was no real, like, profound instances where the team fights were heavily swaying in one way or another. Like, Nexus Cats were able to get a lot of members of Church of Murky down pretty low in HP, and they just weren't able to really secure any of those kills. And I think when they finally tried to is when Church of Murky was able to turn things around. But those team fights were really back and forth. So Nexus Cats, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to game 3, so long as the performance is at least similar to the last matchup. See if we can get these teams in. But yeah, Kaleo, good old dependable handyman. It's lame. So after this match, we're gonna have to go through and empty that bucket. It's just a bummer because I have to wake up every couple hours and like empty it because of where it is. I can only have a very small container. It's very sad. Sad times all around. But I get to forget about that for a little bit as we get into this next game. We're just still getting folks into lobby here. Just waiting on one more person. All right. Both teams are here. I'm sorry you're dealing with an injury again, Kaleo. I hope it heals soon. Also, look at this fancy ticker down here. This is the first time that I've ever had this ticker set up. Soothsayer now has a thing that just imports all the things going on in NGS. So I can just throw that down there. Tomorrow, ProBS versus Team... Well, I guess you guys are already seeing that. This is what I'm seeing in the rebroadcast. But gotta watch ProBS. Obviously, guys. Come on, let's go. Gotta support that. Support our boy Bahamut in his journey to partner. Alright, we have it ready from one team. We are waiting for Uno Mas, and then we'll get started on game number 2. All right, we got the ready. Gonna hit the start button, and let's get into. We are going to Volskaya. While we get started in this draft, for those of you who might just be popping in now, let's take a look at our choices here. So Church of Murky winning game number 1, Battlefield of Eternity, that we just saw. Sky Temple and Towers of Doom were banned out on the side of Nexus Cats. Church of Murky taking out Alteric Pass and Cursed Hollow, which now brings us here to Volskaya Foundry, picked again by Nexus Cats. Nexus Cats losing their map pick last game. So let's see, hopefully Volskaya, they feel a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more loosened up as we get into the second game of this series. All right. Hi, Arrow. How's it going? It's good to see you. Arrow, you've also been killing it with the cast lately. Just all the time. All right, so we see the Alarak Respect band coming out from Nexus Cats. The dude, I feel like, and this is no flame, but not all combos hit, and you can't always expect combos to hit, right? But when they landed, just melting of the health bars on the side of Nexus Cat. So I do like the removal of that from the field. We still see the Rainer ban, but some switch-ups compared to our last draft. So the Artanis and Kel'Thuzad being banned. Li Ming banned last game, now makes it through, gets picked up first here for Church of Murky. I just imagine Arrow has a command center that just has 20 streams up and is like, yo, all of them. So we see the high priority here onto Leoric. Also the pickup of Sylvanas, who still is able to buff those turrets that you pick up here on Volskaya Foundry. Also grid assistance in pushing with the Triglav Protector. So Johanna switching sides in this game, moving over to Church of Murky. Greymane, also banned last game, now gets into the hands of Orion for game number 2. I have a feeling this might be a support ban. I don't know if I would necessarily ban the Imperius here over maybe banning out that Ana. Those sleeps really, there were a couple that just forced, especially Johanna, out of position, really separated her from the rest of the team. So I support this Ana ban coming out from Nexus Cats. There's still a lot though that needs to be filled on the side for Nexus Cats. I don't know if this is a warrior ban from Church of Murky. Try to single that out. And it is. You get the Diablo off the table. Hi, Comp! How are you doing? I hope you're good. Picturing the Architect from the Matrix. I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what the Matrix is. I watched it on mute on a plane once. It's the only time I've seen the Matrix, to be entirely honest. Alright, so we see the Anduin. Again, all the things that were banned out in game number 1 that made it through in this draft so far have now been picked up by both sides. We saw the Anduin ban last game. Again, just the clustering around Volskaya in particular. It's one of those situations that Anduin really is able to perform well in. You just have the grouping, he's able to get that damage out. You have that, the healing wave that comes through. Easily heals up your team if they're already all grouped up. So this is looking really good. Blaze main tank as well. Third herder. But the Leo should be interesting. We have the ETC Malfurion around things out here for Church of Murky. So Roots definitely can stop any play in its tracks. So that's something that members of Nexus Cats are going to have to dance around. They need a little bit more damage here, so what is this final DPS? It's going to be Orphea. So being able to do that damage at range. Interestingly enough, Eternal Feast both synergizes with and against Mosh Pit ETC. Because with Mosh Pit ETC, the rest of the team kind of funnels around him and is like, alright, everyone's here. And so you have that Eternal Feast that says, well, if you do, you're just going to trigger this over and over and over again. ETC is already stationary, so there's going to be value there in that heroic resetting and just chunking out that damage. So I do like the Orphea pickup. Early game, the damage... I'm gonna see. I have mixed feelings, but we're here. We're gonna get into this game. Game number 2 of the night. Over in the red, up 1 game in the series. We do have... Oh god. We have T-Tours first. But then we have our team, Church of Murky. B Gully is going to be on Malfurion, the dude playing Li Ming. Orion on Greymane, Redbeard playing ETC, and Jay Show will be on Johanna. And over in the blue, we have Nexus Cats trying to take this to game number 3. Orthano is going to be on Orphea, Turret Herder on Blaze, Mark Zombie will be playing Sylvanas, Lulu on Anduin, and Shadow Guard reprising their role as Leoric. All alone in the top lane. I'm so glad everyone has Carbot sprays. Everyone has Carbot sprays. Oh, except for Orphea. No Carbot spray. GG, it's over. What I really hope is that the Dugo Seeker here. I am fully in, if we're talking about churches and religious experiences, I am full in the church of Seeker build Leeming. If you're able to just land all those arrows on a single target consistently, it's great. Ooh, Turret Herder goes in with the jet propulsion, doesn't connect to anyone. Roots go out. Not fast enough, though, to catch Blaze in the weeds. You know, changing it up, heading to bot lane here instead. And we do have off lane ETC, so my hopes of this being a mosh pit are somewhat shattered. Not entirely, though. We're gonna have to see. This level 10 swings around. An early game control of this mid lane. Church of Murky really owning it. Leo going head to head here with Redbeard. We have the rotation. I thought maybe Orion and B-Gully might rotate on to this Leoric. Try to get an early kill, but they're going to focus on grabbing that turret, which is the smarter move. Why chase a kill that you don't know if you're going to get versus getting an item that you don't really want to have before the first objective spawns? Sylvanas, just doing Sylvanas things. No possession. No possession, Mark Zombie. What? I'm just kidding. I mean, I personally like possession, but this is also what you get on this map for, it's for the turrets, really. To take possession on Volskaya when you have that available just entirely negates the point of why you drafted Sylvanas here. Nexus Cats really, again, focusing, they're kind of in the cleanup game. The rotations are a bit more in response to what their opponents are doing rather than being in command of what they want to be doing. Let's see how that shifts. I want stage dive and falling sword to everyone coming out of the sky. See, then you would also, if they had only also gone Gul'dan instead of Li Mei, you get the Rainy with a chance of meatballs. Rainy with a chance of damage. Just everything coming down. I like that. So far, Church of Murky really holding on to this point. Nice power slide onto Turret Herder. They're trying to get Orion, but the corner of the objective, keeping them in just a bit too long. B-Gully taking a lot of damage, though. Shadow Guard trying to get a few swings onto there. Malfurion able to back up to safety. Shadow Guard sitting on this point. Low on mana, though. They're going to have to be careful they don't get stuck there without much to do. Redbeard taking a lot of damage. Missiles go out. J-Show trying to do their best. Now running away. They spent the condemn already. Shadow Guard looking really low. Malfurion on the other side, though, is the first to fall. Turret Herder barely has any health left to their name. Again, nice power slide coming out from Redbeard there. Still red control of this objective. Oh, and we don't have, no Seeker, but still so much damage coming out from Li Ming. Able to get the kill onto Anduin. Orthano so low. This first Triglav will be going over to the side of Church of Murky here. So the gate's down. Pretty short and easy. They're actually going to continue to push into the mid lane here. Usually the goal is that you want to take out the wall at the very least, and then you really want to rotate up top as quick as possible. Try to take out that well prior to control point B spawning. They're going to focus on taking out this fort. Again, just really controlling this mid lane with, I mean, with rotations between lanes, and especially trying to grab the turrets for your team, you have to pass through mid for a lot of this game. So being able to have at least the vision in your favor is nothing to scoff at either. There's still a little bit of health left on this Triglov. See, Church of Murky can get this mana well down. Lives for a bit longer. Looks like Church of Murky, they're gonna retreat. They're not gonna try to force getting that well down. I'm sure at some point they might send, you know, ETC or just kind of all collapse up and top. Now that they're halfway to 10, Church of Murky feeling real comfortable with this camp steal. Mark Zombie able to scout it out. Dancing around, the rest of the team slowly coming forth. Not fast enough, though, to stall that out, so the turret does go over to Church of Murky. So we got one turret so far. It's gonna be 2 turrets in a little bit. They could also grab that support beacon. Now that level 10 is here for both teams, let's take a look at what we got here. Greymane actually holding on to their heroic choice, as is Malfurion. We have Entomb, we have the Wailing Arrow. The Eternal Feast, as expected. Oh, we do have Mosh Pit. I was not expecting that, to be entirely honest. So my thoughts about Eternal Feast were right. It always feels good as a caster to have your thoughts validated when things pan out. Nice stun going on to Orion. There's the Eternal Feast, but it's used more for zoning rather than on the ETC. The stun tries to go out. Light Bomb out as well. Redbeard ends up getting stunned. Bunker coming out from Blaze as well just to sit on this point. ETC will go down. There's a nice Entomb onto Malfurion. They're trying to heal through the walls. Shadowguard taking a lot of damage. I think Leo's gonna fall here. Support Beacon went over to Church of Murky. They're gonna drop this just so, you know, they have that additional healing. They maybe were afraid of dropping it themselves. Turd Herder going in for a jet propulsion onto nobody. The dude trying to see, is there damage they can get out with those orbs? Not onto any heroes. Nicely done by Church of Murky, though. I feel like the trigger was pulled a little bit too soon on that Eternal Feast. The issue with Eternal Feast, and why I kind of consider it typically not the choice you want, is that if you don't have the setup for it, you kind of just have to cross your fingers and pray that people stand around in it for long enough to get value. Because other than, we have the Entomb, which keeps the target, you know, in one spot for a while. We have the stun from Blaze, but there's really not much else that's really going to keep Church of Murky in a stationary position for too long. And so the value of Eternal Feast is kind of questionable because of that. 13's here, nice Entomb, and that's what we're talking about. Use the Eternal Feast when you have that isolation. Nice Condemn, though, coming out from J-Show. Turd Herder taking a lot of damage. Has to back up and get healed. Nexus Cats, though, able to start gathering that percentage on control point B on Volskaya Boundary. Nice stun. Church of Murky just kind of dancing around this. They're waiting for ETC to get back up. It'll be a little bit longer until he rejoins the fight. But if they can simply, you know, get a person on this, stall it out until ETC is back, they have the mosh pit available, and they could absolutely turn this around. Nice condemn from J-Show. There goes the Cursed Bullet onto Leoric. Lulu in a tough spot. Tries to get into the bunker, but Anduin is going to go down. Turd Herder also doing their best, trying to get into the bunker. The bunker finally falls. The mosh pit is able to keep Shadow Guard around for long enough. This Eternal Feast seems to actually just be going and going and going. The two members still fall from Nexus Cat, so the control point will swap. Church of Murky now getting control. You absolutely can't see damage numbers, Apocalypse Shovel. There you go. I'll leave that up for a bit. Li Ming just pouring the damage. Turd Herder needs to back up. This Li Ming is going. She will just walk forward. She will throw everything out, and then most of your health bar is gone. Mark Zombie, unfortunately, does go down. 82% on this objective. This is looking like Trivlog number 2. Going again on the side of Church of Murky. Furthering their lead in this game. Really primed to try to take this series in a clean 2-0.
Blue team has taken control of our position.
Leo's like, nah, I don't deal with robots.
Red team has destroyed the fort.
I'm just gonna, yeah, gonna hang out down here. Y'all up here, this is loud, this is noisy. He's gonna hurt. Like, there hits a point, it's very difficult to decide whether or not, in certain situations, as the offlaner, do you go and soak? Do you try to catch up in experience? Or do you try to help clear the objective as quickly as possible? And with the threat of the keep going down, this is the right call. Go help this clear. Get this down as soon as possible. Nexus Cats, though, they can't chase after this is down. They will not win this. 16's around the corner for Church of Murky. Oh, but the Blessed Shield is out. Joe's going in. The Attune is out onto 2. Li Ming able to get out. The Eternal Feast trying to get the damage out. But Anduin and Blaze will be the ones to fall instead. Greymane will finally go down in response. The dude trying to get the last bit of damage out onto Sylvanas, but they were able to run away. J-Show gets another condemn onto Arthanu. But it looks like that may be it. Nexus Cats in a tough position. Shadowguard trying to heal up a bit, but they're a little bit out of position, and I think Church of Murky seeing if they can maybe punish on that, but they're going to escort this camp up through this top lane. They really want to get this keep down. Get that catapult, that consistent catapult pressure. Herder going in, jet propulsion. Oh, Sylvanas gets deleted by a nice combo coming out from the dude. This Li Ming is doing work. All right, 16's finally here for Nexus Cats. But not in time to really do much about this fortification camp and invade.
Blue team's core is under attack.
So if you're Nexus Cats, what are your options here? You finally caught up on talents. You have a lane that's super pushed out against you, though. Your enemy team is play merry-go-round around this map, just grabbing every camp possible, every item possible. So how do you prepare going into Control Point C? You don't really have anyone on Church of Murky who's fulfilling that solo lane role anymore. ETC is now very consistently staying with the group. So there's not really a lot of opportunities for picks on the side of Nexus Cats. If only they knew it was only Li Ming here. They can try to invade. They're gonna try to get a little bit of structure damage of their own. With Leo being so far back, ETC is in the bottom lane. Oh, there goes out. Oh, Mark Zombie gets stuck in the root. Liu Ming able to get that damage out. Sylvanas is taken off the board. The chase is on now. Church of Murky trying to find more blood. The root goes out from Anduin. Missiles coming out onto Arthano. The Eternal Feast goes out just to try to zone Shadow Guard, though. Gets caught by our red team. The Skeleton King is now a way to ghost boy. Redbeard's like, yep, I'm here. I'm chilling. That's it. That's really it. I mean, Nexus Cats at this point, you say, all right, we're down 2. They're also about to hit 20. You can't really safely step onto this objective without 20 yourselves. You have all this experience that you're losing up in top lane and in mid, honestly. I know that you're trying to save some structural damage down here. Ooh, that is a great pickup. That is a terrible result, though. Entomb coming out. Orphea ended up going down in trade with the Li Ming. The Entomb goes out, trying to get the damage out. Turd Herder gets the heal. Has to back away, though. They're not able to stall this objective in time. Triglav number 3 for Church of Murky here. In game number 2.
Has taken control of a protector.
Yeah, that was, I mean, right before that, I was trying to say, like, yeah, you're gonna lose this fort to this Triglav. It's just gonna happen. So why not try to soak the experience up here that you're missing out on, and the experience in mid. And now you see that's what the team has to do now with this Triglav barreling down the bottom lane. And the Li Ming, pickoff was fantastic, but you trade your Orphea in the long run and it doesn't really gain you all that much. Triglav half health, trying to see if they can take out this keep. They forgot to cap the camp.
I did not.
Good job. Tranquility coming out. ETC gets a Mosh onto 2. The Eternal Feast coming out a little bit too late. And there's the Li Ming resets. You get 2 kills on the Blaze and Orphea. Ladies and gentlemen, this is looking like it might be game for Church of Murky. Taking this 2-0. Nexus Cats trying to do what they can, but it's 3 against 5. Definitely a dire position to be in. The speed that this is going down, Church of Murky, they must have prayed real good this weekend. That's going to be GG. Well played. Congratulations, Church of Murky. Taking the series 2-0. Nicely done. A core full of nuts and bolts. Here are your stats for that game. While we look at these, Hung Fu, thank you for the follow. And Vita, thank you for that host friend. You were streaming, I believe, Diablo today. Because new season? But I hope your stream was well. Just gonna see if anyone wants to do a quick interview after that game. That was very nicely done from Church of Murky. Like, at no point, I feel like, did they really feel all that threatened by Nexus Cats. And when you have that confidence, and you have that kind of aura going into these maps, even if they are your opponent's map pickups, to just be able to walk in and say, yeah, this is, we running things. We running things here. Like, that's a great feeling, if you're on the winning team. It is early in the season, though, so I'm hoping Nexus Cats can, take the learnings from this game, review these games, and really turn things around. I'm going to pop into a lobby Church of Murky will be sending someone shortly, I am told. Thanks again, everyone, for hanging out. We're going to have another game at 8 o'clock, I believe, today. Task, though, versus Arrogant Nephilim will be played. So we have a while. I don't know what else to really do for an hour. Stark, thank you for the 18-month subscription. Thank you so much. I know how shoutout command. I should do shoutout command because that's actually a really good idea. I'm just gonna copy things that no, I'm not gonna copy everything that Bahamut does. But the shoutouts are great. Hi, the dude. Sorry, I'm just talking.
No worries.
I have sounds disabled for like when people jump in and out of lobby, so I was startled.
Yeah. No, I gotta say, I also love Bahamut, and if you get a cute dog to have on stream with you, that would be fantastic.
I mean, I only have a hedgehog who hates to be in the spotlight, sadly. So he wins out on the cute pet department. But Bahamut's great. We love Bahamut. He's fantastic. But we also love you guys. Congrats on your 2-0. How does it feel to win both games on your opponent's map pick? Because I feel like that's got to feel real good. Like, extra good.
Yeah, I think we like playing Battlefield. It's not my favorite map, but as a team we do pretty well on it, and Volskaya is actually one of the maps we pick pretty often. So it felt like, oh, we're comfortable on these maps. We know what we want to be doing at all times. We kind of had strategies going in, and it was sort of comforting to have those maps actually for us.
Yeah, and the entire time it just looked like I was saying this to stream earlier. Like at no point it seemed like that y'all ever felt threatened. Like you were never kind of playing safe. You were kind of just very freely roaming around, grabbing what you wanted, pushing lanes that you wanted. Is that specifically? Do you just YOLO as a team usually and just say, we're gonna do this and hope it goes well, or did you all just feel that comfortable in this matchup?
I feel like last season we had a lot of ups and downs, a very strong beginning of the season, a little bit of a weaker end of the season. And I feel just like as a team coming into this season, we've, sort of been working together long enough and have a little bit more of that YOLO, we're going to play what we want, even if it's not our best, and just go for it and do whatever we want. And I think that, well, if it's showing, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to commend specifically your Li Ming play, by the way. It was chef kissing fingers, just to see people get deleted.
Yeah, by far my most played hero. I actually got her up to level 50 before I think I got anyone else to level 10.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just when I started, she was a brand new hero and something clicked, and I've just had a lot of practice with her. So getting to play her in competitive, I feel like not every map's for her, but getting to play her is always really nice.
Yeah, were you surprised that she made it through the draft phase then in game number 2? Were you expecting the second respect ban?
Yeah, so we actually played against them in the Zul'jin Distillery tournament a couple weeks ago, I feel, or maybe a month or two ago. And we played Volskaya, and I played Li Ming, and I think I did equally well as then as I did today. So I was very surprised that they picked Volskaya again and didn't ban Li Ming. I think she has, with her new level 4 talent, or the changed level 4 talent, I think Arcane Orb build is actually kind of viable and does really well on that map. And I was landing enough that it was so, racking up damage. And our gray main player Orion, he did a fantastic job jumping in when he needed to and cleaning up after me.
Yeah, I was actually kind of saying before, I'm a personal big fan of the Seeker build. And I was actually kind of surprised late game because just the way that everyone got shredded, I was like, how is this not Seeker? Because this feels like Seeker, but, so long as the results are the same, it, pick whatever build you want, So
Yeah, I think for the longest time on 16, I didn't take Mirror Ball, and having those extra 2 missiles is such a big difference, especially when they don't necessarily see you and it just lands exactly where they are. And I think having that is I think that's maybe one of the biggest spikes with Liming. Um, and it also helps if you're just up a level the entire game, which I think we had on that. So
Yeah, you definitely did. Absolutely so. How do you, when's do you know when your next matchup is by chance?
I actually don't. We normally play on Mondays and Tuesdays, and we try and schedule it on those days. So I'd assume next week early, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, regardless of when it is, I'm sure it'll be great. I know it's still early in the season. Is there any team in particular you're really looking forward to facing off against?
We've had some of our closest games every season against. I mean, I've only been with the Church of Murky for 2 seasons now,
Mm.
but every time it seems our closest are against Zul'jin Distillery. Actually, I remember losing to them with a boss on Tomb of the Spider Queen pushing their core. They had 20% core left, and we were able to defend one of their pushes on our core that left our core at 4%. We got a boss, we were pushing on them 20%, and Winions ended up winning for them. Yeah,
Oh.
so it's always close with them. They're great guys. They throw the tournament in between NGS seasons, fun to play against, and I'm looking forward to playing against them this season again.
Well, I'll definitely keep an eye out for that, and hopefully you get your vengeance against them from that last matchup. Um, Thanks again for hanging out, the dude. I'm gonna give the floor to you for any shoutouts you have before we go.
Yeah, of course. Shout outs to the rest of Church of Marky, Bugoli for pulling through with heals as he always does. Jaysho for stepping in on tank and doing a wonderful job. And also to the baddest dudes, who I'm pretty sure in D West, for scrimming against us and keeping us sharp.
Awesome. Well, congrats again. Tell the rest of the team as well. Congratulations from me, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was game number 1 of tonight. We do have another game in about an hour, 8 p.m. PST, between that task though and Arrogant Nephilim. I'm gonna sit here actually real quick and just update Soothsayer for everything.